Hello, beautifuls. I'm so glad to be with you today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not going to keep you. I'd love to do it in 3 minutes, maybe 7 minutes, definitely not more than 10 minutes. So if you will, hang tight with me because I'm going to explain this beautiful program the best I can in the shortest amount of time as possible. What really distinguishes my program and makes it different than many other approaches is the whole self. We work with the whole self. Some people call that holistic. Yes, so we're working with the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are or religious affiliations, right? So mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Hi, I'm Teresa King, the founder of KingConceptsNow.com, where I've taken 25 years of experience working on self and also volunteering and teaching, going to coaching school and coming back and incorporating these programs, my signature program being 360TAP, into programs that get people out of the ditch and back on track. Get them out of the ditch and back to their original core essence that they were born with before all the stuff and things. It's so important. I love the work that I do. I am a humanitarian. I am here to serve. I am here to help you learn how to apply tools that allow you to be happy and confident and, more than anything, serene, to have serenity, calmness, and peacefulness in your life. So allow me to share a few concepts with you today that might be addressed, will be addressed in this mini program, right? Again, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes at the most. We will be under 10 minutes. So let's talk about anxiety, resentment, hostility, hopelessness. Let's talk about anger, hatred, right? Violence, depression, aggression, fear, guilt, shame, frustration, self-doubt, powerlessness. Those are all things that all humans deal with in one way or the other, in some form or the other. And for some of us, they can take over our life and our lifestyle. This may not be you. It might be a loved one. It may not be you. It might be a family member. It might be a neighbor. It might be a coworker. So if that is true and you're here today, you want to share this out and make sure that they are able to see this at such an affordable price, right? You want to share because when you share, you change lives. Just like I'm sitting here sharing today. It reaches people and it can change lives, and that's important work for us to do as individuals, right? And to focus on the collective. So where do all these things come from? Anxiety and anger and depression and all that kind of stuff. Where does that come from? It comes from an experience. And from the experience, we get feelings stirring around in us. And from those feelings, we have emotions, right? And from those feelings and emotions, we start to develop beliefs. Beliefs are powerful. What is a belief? A belief is something that you keep thinking over and over and over. A belief is something that you just keep thinking over and over and over. It's called repeated patterns, and I work a lot in patterns and helping identify patterns. I call myself a perspective detective, and I teach you how to be a perspective detective in your own life and find those patterns. You know, after 3 years or 5 years or 10 years, those patterns become auto-responders. The body auto-responds. Instant reactions where we can't control our emotions. I heard a little girl yesterday say when she gets angry and goes into rage, it feels like a blackout to her, like she can't even remember what she has said. That's what we're talking about in some of these cases, the more serious cases. And it becomes a behavioral addiction. Just like substance addiction, it can become a behavioral addiction. And I personally had that. I stepped into self-development around the age of 40. And so I've had to unlearn all of these patterns that I developed from the experience, the feelings, the emotions, and then the beliefs. I've had to unlearn all that. Now I teach you how to do that too. So behavioral addictions can be anxiety, aggression, resentment, hatefulness, short-tempered, irritability. I call it the ugly. And the reason I got into self-development work originally was someone walked in my door and said, I think I have something that will help you. It was a spiritual circle. And when I went and sat in the spiritual circle, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that I no longer wanted to live the way I had been living. And that these people seemed serene and happy and content, but yet they also were talking about the challenges that they had had. I was like, me too. And when I stepped in and learned from them, I came forward, evolved, raised my vibration, went to school, became a certified coach, and now I teach others how to do that. It's so powerful. So all of this is actually a stress to the body, right? Super stressed. And when we are stressed, it wears the body down. And when the body gets worn down enough, it becomes disease. So don't just think that your ugliness is going to just be ugly for the rest of your life. It wears the body down and it becomes disease oriented, opens up the well to disease. So it gets progressively worse, just like substance abuse or substance addiction becomes progressively worse. So if we take our feelings, our emotions, and our beliefs, and it causes us to be sick, can it also cause us to be well or to step into wellness? Wellness around mentally well, emotionally well, physically well, and spiritually well. Like, can we develop those thinking and thought processes that create an environment where we become naturally whole again, right? The whole self, right? Holistic. That's the holistic approach. So what we'll do, this is the only thing different about this program, the $720 program, big program, signature program, 360 TAP, we're coming down into a mini course. And the only thing different is this. In the first session, I ask you to create a pissed offness list. It's where you list everything that has pissed you off since age 2. Why is that, Teresa? Because that's the fastest way to get to the monkeys you've been feeding. It'll come up. It'll come up in the pissed offness list what it is that has affected you, affected your self-esteem, your security. It has affected your sensuality and ability to connect to others. It's affected your sexuality. You'll ask yourself in this homework, in this process, in this teaching, am I a victim here or a volunteer? And or am I both a victim and a volunteer? So it allows you to get honest with yourself. It allows you to be heard finally. It allows your story to be out on the table, reprocessed, uncover and discover the answers about how that got started for you. When you know the answers, then you can process and rename and reclaim a wellness mindset that raises your vibration, and you start to process differently. You start to feel differently. You start to feel inner core confidence, and it allows you to communicate your feelings in a much deeper, sincere, inclusive, conscious, mindful way. That's kind of it. I do this in 6 sessions in the big program, but I'm going to sit with you and give all the lessons. I'm going to give you somewhat like an ebook to do your homework. Then we'll come back in 2 or 3 weeks, bring your homework, and we will discuss and answer questions and be live. I'll be with you the whole time in the front end of the teachings, available during the homework. You can even book a 2-hour conversation with me if you need support. That's a bonus. And then the actual circle up and let's open up for Q&A and get some answers met within the mini program. $67. I cannot believe I haven't thought of this sooner, because it'll help so many people and it's super affordable, right? Doesn't break the pocketbook. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited for you to DIY, right? Do it yourself with these tools and teachings, and you can include me. I'm here to support you should you need me. So happy. Thank you for hanging tight. 9 minutes and 51 seconds. Love you big. I'll see you in the program. Thanks. This is Teresa signing off.